Alright, for some reason my camera cut off. It said the device was too hot. It's never done that before. Alright, that's new. Alright, back to this sheet. Alright, so they know when we're counting, I call those the teen numbers, except we don't say 11 teen or 12 teen. We say 11, 12. Then it begins with 13, 14. And sometimes I'll try to trip them up a little and I may say, is this a 13? And they'll say, no, that's a 13. And then I'll say if that's a 4 and there's a 1 in front, we know it's a 14. If there's a 1 and a 5, we see the 5, then we know it's a 15. And they would say, no, a 15. And on through 19. And then we know anything that starts with a 2, with 2 numbers, is the 20s. So we know that's 20, and then it'll be 21. Alright, moving on to syllables. Alright, syllable count. Alright, this is something they should know, and I don't think they'll have any trouble with this at all. So, this here is, I would say, a seal. Mittens, an octopus, a dog, or a koala. I can't really tell. I think that's a koala there. Koala, a sled, and an igloo. So when we do syllables, I get them to clap. So we may say seal, and then here we'll go mittens. Here, octopus, or we might do fingers, octopus. Or here, okay, koala. So they would circle the number of syllables that they hear in each one. I really don't think they'll have any issues with this at all. Alright, moving on, syllable count again. So wand, 1 syllable. Then circle the 1. Anchor, anchor, 2. I would say utensils or silverware. So utensils or silverware. They both have 3 syllables. Feather, underwear. They're going to really get a kick out of that. Underwear, 3. Pencil, 2. So try to make them do these on their own. I know that they're capable. They may try to say, oh, I don't know how, but do the first one with them and then they should be able to do the rest on their own. Alright, 10 frames. Okay, if y'all are not familiar with 10 frames, I'll explain that really quick. So you have a rectangle and they're divided into sections, 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're going to look at the number and they're going to color however many that number says. So, excuse me, try to let them figure out the numbers on their own. Don't tell them. You can kind of guide them. So what comes after 8, 9, so they will, or they can also use a number chart if it helps, and they can count until they find the number. That's kind of what we do in class. So I don't give them the answers. I make them, I make them work for it. So they can look at the number chart until they get to that number by counting, or they can look at the number strip underneath our chalkboard until they find the number. So like if they get to 4, they're like, I'm not sure. So I say, go count. So they find 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a 4. Okay, so 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and same with all of them. Alright, and that finishes up that packet. Alright, since I had to cut it off, I'm going to go on to the next PDF file. Alright, we don't need the number chart anymore. Let me go back to the journal entries. And now we are at the color by number. That's pretty self-explanatory. You can just, again, with numbers, make them do their own, or find their own numbers, and they should recognize all those color words as well. But that would go back to kind of a guided reading. I'm trying to rotate it. Hang on just a second. Okay, so this is where the Roman soldiers find Jesus praying in the garden here. So they would send out blue, bull, and U and E when it's together says oo, like 2 O's. So they know if they see a 1, then it's going to be blue. So that's apparently the sky. Alright, then 2 is going to be grr, and they know A and Y should say A. We don't hear the Y, we only hear the A, long vowel sound. A, gray. Most of them know their color words, so you don't normally have to help them with these. So 3, alright, 3s are gray, and then 3, green. Alright, red, red. brr, and there's owl. O and W says owl, has bobo, brown. All right, white. White's gonna have a silent E. And real quick, I'm gonna tell you WH, CH, TH, SH. Did I say that already? And PH. We call those the H brothers. So CH is ch, and then SH would be sh. It's really quiet. I tell them the S and H is really quiet. And we don't really go over PH because it's just really confusing. Sometimes when we come across, when we were doing F words, they'll say like phone, or, well, phone is kind of really the only one they say that starts with PH. But they do confuse it with the F sound because PH makes the F sound. All right, so WH, w. So we don't go w, h. They may try because they know H says h. We say H has really bad breath. We usually cover our mouth and go like you feel the breath on your hand whenever you say the H sound. So we don't hear the H sound, it's just w, w. And I is long, white, and E is silent. They'll know that. All right, orange, R, orange. And they may try to say or, like we say O and R says or, like you row boat with oars, or. They may say orange or orange. It's really however you pronounce it. So, orange. And in this case, G says J. E is silent. All right, T-A-N, tan, T-A, tan. And these are CVC words. So consonant, vowel, consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant. In case you're wondering, I did mention that. I think I mentioned it when I was talking about the consonant or the CVC blends or consonant vowel blends, the video. So every opportunity that they can sound out words, please let them. Do let them. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, that was PDF. That was PDF part 2, the color by number. PDF part 3. Let's see. And these gave me fits, trying to split them up and attach them. I learned that I can only attach like 10 megabytes to a journal entry, and I actually had to get on Share Sites chat with them today, and they couldn't even figure it out. I eventually realized that what I was trying to attach was just too large, but I attached so many on the first journal entry down here, on this one here, and I thought for sure I could attach the others because they weren't as big as all the rest. So you live and you learn. All right, this one is the Counting Palm Leaves Emergent Reader. Sorry, bumped the camera. Waiting on that to pop up. For some reason it was a really big file, and I think there were only like 11 pages.